You might or might not be using an iPhone, iPad, or Mac to watch this video, but if you are, we are about to introduce a new product by this famous technology brand, Apple. This product is said to give Tesla a run for their money. And no, we aren't talking about Apple's new glasses, a new Apple Watch, or a new iPhone specification. We are talking about Apple's new car. Yes, you heard that right. If you are a fan of this brand, I'm sure this news just got you excited. So if you want to know more details about the car, stay tuned. Because its release date has been announced by Reuters, and the Apple car is actually coming. Speculations about the Apple car have begun for years, even before the death of Apple co-founder Steve Jobs. The production of the car, however, has been kept a secret, with little or no information about the car from Apple. I think the word secret shouldn't be used anymore, because we already know that the car will be on our roads sooner than we expect, and pictures of the cars and their specs are already leaked on the internet. So it's no longer a secret that our favorite brand wants to release its car that will likely give Tesla a run for their money. Now, I don't know how Elon will feel about that, but that shouldn't be a problem for us to deal with. Numerous sources, especially Reuters, believe that Apple already has a release date for the car. Reuters speculates that the car should be released by 2024, while another source, Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, believes it will be 2025 to 2027 at the earliest before an Apple car is ready for launch. Although Kuo says he would not be surprised to see the launch schedule extended to 2028 or later. But we can be certain that we might be having the car before the end of this decade. So if you know you are a fan of this brand and you would love one of these when it eventually comes out, I'd suggest you start saving up now, because tech analyst Jeffries & Company says the car will be going for $55,000 to $170,000. As an Apple fan myself, the first line of thought I had when I heard about this car was, what are the specifications of this car? Why should I leave other brands like Tesla, Hyundai, and the rest to buy an Apple car? Now, you may or may not be wondering the same thing as me, but I did a little bit of research, and I'm going to let you in on what you should be expecting the Apple car features to be. Apple's secretary hasn't allowed us to get the full features of the car yet, but we know that the car is an electric car, just like Tesla's electric car released in 2008. Funnily enough, Elon has equally remarked that, quote, it's pretty hard to hide something if you hire over 1,000 engineers to do it, end quote. Now, we don't know who this statement is directed at, but we believe that it's at Apple. We are going to tell you a little bit about that later on. For now, let's just focus on the features of the car. It is rumored that the car will be a fully autonomous, self-driving vehicle that will not require user intervention to drive. This means Apple is going further than any other car manufacturer to date. It's a highly ambitious project, and rumors indicate that Apple wants to design a car with no steering wheel and no pedals. Apple named this electric car project Project Titan. Sounds cool, doesn't it? It is also said to come with an infotainment system and has designs with a large iPad touchscreen in the middle of the vehicle, which would not be too dissimilar from the design of Tesla vehicles. This would enable users to interact with the central panel, and it would be integrated with Apple's current devices and services. It is also reported that Apple's Silicon Engineering Group, which created the processor used for the M1 Max, iPhones, and other Apple devices, are developing a processor for this car. Bloomberg has described this chip as, quote, the most advanced component that Apple has designed internally, end quote. This chip is said to be made of neural processors that can handle the artificial intelligence requirements of autonomous driving. The chip runs out and may need a sophisticated internal cooling system. Since it's an electric vehicle, you know that it will need a battery. And of course, Apple is developing a new battery design that can radically reduce the cost of batteries and increase the vehicle's range. Just like every other speculation, it is said that Apple is creating a monocell design that will bulk up the individual battery cells and free up space inside the battery pack by removing pouches and modules that hold battery materials. This will allow for more active materials in a smaller package. The battery technology has been depicted as next level, and it may get the same seismic reception as the first iPhone. As for the sensors, according to MacRumors.com, Apple has held talks with 4 suppliers of LiDAR sensors that are smaller, more affordable, and more easily mass-produced than current LiDAR systems, which are too bulky and expensive for use in mass-produced vehicles. Apple is aiming for a revolutionary design that could potentially be used in a future autonomous vehicle. Now that we've given you the features of the car, let's go back to that statement made by Elon and the rest that may be behind it. It said that around 5,000 employees were reported to be working on the project as of 2018. It seems that some of the engineers are from Tesla. This could be the reason behind Elon's statement. Allegedly, Jamie Carlson, a former engineer on Tesla's autopilot self-driving car program. After leaving Tesla for Apple and leaving Apple to work with Chinese automaker NIO on their NIO Pilot autonomous driving platform, Carlson has recently returned to Apple's special projects. Amidst Apple's talks about its reported partnership with some companies in the automotive industry, in 2016, Apple reportedly worked with Volkswagen to produce an autonomous employee shuttle van based on the T6 Transporter commercial vehicle platform. It seems it's already working with some Volkswagen engineers, one being McClain, a former Volkswagen AG engineer with expertise in automated driving. In 2019, Apple reduced more than 200 employees in the Titan project and went ahead to acquire Drive.ai, an autonomous vehicle startup. According to Bloomberg, Giannandrea is now Apple's artificial intelligence lead and is the man responsible for overseeing Apple car development. Apple's CEO Tim Cook seems very determined to accomplish this project, as it is allegedly reported that Apple reached out to Nissan and Hyundai Kia and has entered into negotiations with well-known automotive electronics suppliers for components for a potential upcoming vehicle-related product. There are also rumors that Tim has been offering a lot of money to Tesla employees to join Apple. To also confirm our speculations, an internal project known as Baja was conducted by Apple, whereby 2 Lexus SUVs were retrofitted with sensors after being granted a permit from the California DMV to test self-driving vehicles on public roads. According to MacRumors.com, several rumors about the Apple car have included details suggesting Apple employees are working on the project at a top-secret location in the Bay Area. Rumors and speculation suggest Apple's car campus might be located in Sunnyvale, California, just minutes from the company's main One Infinite Loop campus in Cupertino. Apple is rumored to be operating a secret vehicle research and development lab in Berlin. The facility is said to employ between 15 and 20 men and women from the German automotive industry, all with backgrounds in engineering, software, hardware, and sales. The workers at the lab have all been described as progressive thinkers in their fields. Apple, in late 2018, leased a large manufacturing facility in Milpitas, California. It's not clear what Apple plans to use this site for, but it could potentially be related to the car project. Apple's self-driving car program focuses heavily on safety, with Apple's vehicle protocols outlined in a white paper released by Apple. A vehicle that's deployed is put through rigorous verification testing, using simulation and closed-course proving grounds, and the test drivers operating the vehicles must complete multiple training courses. Apple also has safety protocols in place that require the driver to take over whenever necessary, and for the car to give control to the driver when it encounters situations it's unable to deal with. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. Do you think that the car will be launched sooner or later? Also, do you think the Apple EV will truly give Tesla a run for their money? Don't forget to leave your answers in the comments section below.